Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scar here with Froggen after close 1-2 against TSM. This is the second time they've ever beaten TSM ever. How is your prep going into the series today?
I think our prep was like against any other team. Like we talked a lot about what we would do, especially if we are gonna fall behind. We talked about how we want to get back into the game, what TSM habits are, and then we can try to like catch them out, which I think we managed to do in game one. So I think it was pretty good.
Okay, so game one, you guys were in a really dire situation, and then they kind of forced the Baron that you guys were able to get, and you picked up a lot of kills. You guys were in the driver's seat, and then you guys lost control of the game. It was very, very close, very tense. What kind of, like, whose responsibility is it then to make sure the shot calling is very good, very direct? Is it you? Is it someone else on your team?
I think it's kind of up to everyone because we have a bad habit of getting caught out a bit too often. So if we lose control for, after being so far ahead, it kind of like stalemates the game for a bit, but we were able to take the inhibitors and then just kind of play around with TSM.
I noticed that you ended up playing the same matchup all 3 games, Azir versus Casio. Neither of you switched off. First of all, what do you think about the matchup, and how did it develop throughout the series?
I think the matchup is okay for both. It kind of depends on whoever has the best vision control, I think, because if you have really good vision control and you get blue buff and Casio, I think you can punish Azir a lot because you have a bit of sustain on Casio. Azir actually doesn't have that much, and then you're very mobile. So if he like misses a Q or goes in for a bad trade, he actually has to base or like back off. So the matchup is pretty good. But I think they had like a bit better vision control, and it was lane swaps too, where they managed to get a bit ahead of us. So it was pretty hard, especially in the 2 first games where they had Rek'Sai giving a blue to Azir early on in the game. But it kind of just went kind of stale. I mean, we both just kind of found out. We poked each other back and forth a little bit, and then we were like able to, okay, who can move better around the map and support the team.
I noticed that you guys are one of the first teams that are running Jhin, and you guys actually probably have the best Jhin comp in North America right now. How is it playing with Jhin? Like, why did you guys want to pick up Jhin?
I think Keith is just a really good Jhin player. Like he loves the champion and he has a ton of fun playing it, and he kind of like always knows what to do. He knows whenever it's good to ulti and all these small things. So him being able to play good Jhin, we're just able to play around him. Like if we get attack and then you follow up with like Jhin snare and then Casio, it's actually a lot of damage, and they can't flash out because I can put my W on top, right? So it's just like all these combinations of things we can do together with Jhin that makes it really strong for us, and we kind of have a good focus on what we should be doing.
Well, you guys ended up running like a very similar style through all 3 games. I noticed though, like while you guys were in a neutral position mid lane, if you're like even a little bit ahead, a little bit behind, you guys will always try to find picks. But your team comp generally just lacks initiation, so you can only really pick through like getting a good Jhin W, right, or a Jhin ulti. Yeah. If you could go back, would you change anything in your draft to add anything different?
I think our draft in second game might have been a bit lackluster because we gave them too much pressure on the side lane by giving, I think Aurelia got Rift, and they had Lucian Nami, which beats out Sivir Karma. So it might have been a bit lackluster, and we weren't able to gain control in the game where we were able to like get the picks, to get the sieges on mid, which we were able to do in the first game and the third game. So obviously like we run Sivir, so we lack a lot of like we basically lack something there. If we fall behind, it's so much harder to come back in the game. It was kind of on KFO to like win the 1-on-1. He managed to kill Aurelia, which was really awesome, but I think we're just too far behind at that point.
Coming into this series, everyone almost respect banned your Anivia. Did you also expect the Shen ban going in? Because honestly, you guys very early rotated Shen. I think both the first series today actually picked Shen very early, and he ended up becoming like a monster. How is the relative power or strength of Shen in your opinion?
I think Shen is just a really powerful pick, especially because it's so easy to get the lane swap right now. And Shen really excels in a lane swap because he has the double TP, right? So it's easy to like force play, so you always have to respect the Shen. Even if you can pick champions that does well against him and they can like kind of bully him around a bit, then if your team is able to force things, then I think he's just a really strong pick and also to get early. Like you can be more aggressive with your builds if you have a Shen because of his ultimate.
Okay, let's just talk about the very end phases of the third game. What happened there? Like, why weren't you guys able to find a pick, or why weren't you guys able to find a way back into the game to secure any kind of significant lead?
I think we might not have adapted too well to what our game plan was. If whenever it comes to mid-late game, we were trying to like kind of play around with them. but they managed to group a lot more. Like they realized they had to go for less farm, I think, and then just run more down mid to force us to show on the map, and then they can kind of, proceed from there with vision control. So it was a lot harder to find picks, and I think we might have respected them a bit too much with the Gragas flash engage. Like we didn't have the greatest communication around that, which ended up like kind of biting us in the bot later on, right? Where I think the very last play where we are waiting in the bottom lane push, trying to get the picks, and then they see us because of a Scarra plant or something like that. If I had flash there, it might have been okay, but since I didn't, I used my flash earlier when Gragas seed. Then it was a pretty tough fight, and that's just how we ended up losing the game.
So, all in all, I think everyone is surprised at the results. Like, I certainly am. I thought that if you guys took it to 3 games, that'd be great for you. And it definitely doesn't reflect in your current standings right now. What's in the future for you guys? How are you going to be looking at the rest of the games in the future? Like, I think you guys have one more tomorrow, and then in the next coming weeks.
Yeah, we need to start picking up wins. That's pretty obvious. We have been going 0-2 the last 2 weeks, so 4 losses in a row doesn't feel great. We're coming out and taking the first game off TSM. Actually felt really great, and we were able to not just like, oh, we get a random like win versus TSM, right? I think TSM actually played really well in those games, but we were able to pick off a win. So I think that feels really great and motivates us a lot, but we obviously need to start picking up wins.
Any final words for your fans? Anyone out there?
Yeah, thank you to the fans for supporting us. It's really awesome. Like, I mean, we practice so hard every single day, so it's awesome that there's still some people out there supporting us.
It looks like the practice is showing some results. This is Scarra from theScore eSports. You can find more content online and on our mobile app. Thank you guys. Hope you guys have a nice day.